In today's video, I transformed these old school desks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you will not believe how they turned out.
The stuff people give away, man, it's crazy.
Don't go anywhere because you will not want to miss it.
3, 2, 1.
I'm woodworking my way from a single penny to £1,000, and let me tell you, so far, it's been really hard work. But for those of you that tuned into my previous episode, you will know that hopefully my luck is beginning to improve.
I just made 50 quid from crates, and I know exactly what I'm going to buy.
And since the last episode, I'm happy to say that Elliot did turn up and buy those 2 mannequin stands that I made. We agreed on £15 for each of them, which is £30 in the pot. And then on top of that, I found someone giving away this roofing felt on Gumtree, which I used to put on the top of the bird table that I built. Luckily, that was enough to convince someone to buy it, which brings the running total to £40. And as if that wasn't enough, Elliot actually called me a week later. He sent me this drawing. Essentially what he wants me to do is turn a small pallet on its side and put a bracket on the front. He said he wants to use these to display socks, although I'm not sure, just looking at the picture, how you would do that. So I'm gonna quickly get those built and then I'll talk you through the plan for this episode. So now I've removed the bottoms off of these pallets, I'm just gonna take the nails out of this thicker wood that I got earlier on, and I will be using this as a brace for the front and the back, and it's as simple as that. Pretty simple stuff. So now these are made. Me and Elliot have agreed for £10 on each of them, bringing our current total to £60. Now that these are done, I'm going to jump in my car and collect something off of Facebook that someone is giving away. Luckily for me, someone is giving away 2 of these old school desks. And what I want to do is actually sand them down, paint them, and sell them, hopefully for a decent profit. I'm really hoping they fit in my car. Okay, so now I want to get these home and have a look at them. The stuff people give away, man, it's crazy. So I've just got these school desks home. There is a lot of pencil marks on them. The folding lids, a couple of them do have some splits in there. And generally speaking, I think the whole thing is just covered in a sort of varnish that is going to need to be sanded off before I can cover it up with anything. Having a close look at the bottom of the legs, I would guess that these have either been left outside or left in some sort of garage where the floor has been wet, because there is some signs of deterioration. But this is only on the very bottom of the leg, so I am going to need to sort that out. But overall, and considering these were free, these are in really good condition. I do think with a little bit of elbow grease and the right amount of effort, these will actually come up looking really nice, and there'll be people out there willing to buy them. I guess the next thing that I need to do is go shopping for some of the things that I need. So let's get into it.
I know that the first thing that I'm going to want to get is a flathead screwdriver. I think to properly sand it, I am going to need to take those folding lids off of the top, so I can get a flathead screwdriver for £2.99. Secondly, I am going to need some sanding discs for that sander that I picked up in the last episode, and it looks like Screwfix have an offer on for a 15 pack of sanding discs for £11.79. That's expensive. I didn't think that would cost that much. I know I'm going to need to fill in that crack on the top of a couple of those folding lids, so I'm thinking I'm going to do that with wood filler, and it looks like I can pick up some of that for about £5. And then I don't know exactly the finish that I want to apply to it yet, but I'm thinking something like paint or stain would be perfect. I'll sit here as well. The last thing I want is to... And it looks like paint is expensive, and bear in mind that I'm going to need to get like a primer as well. That brings the total to just under £60, which to be honest doesn't leave me a lot of wiggle room. I do think I'm going to have to be a bit smarter about getting a few of these items. I do have a friend that works in house clearances, so I'm hoping he's going to be able to get hold of some of these items a bit cheaper for me, so I'm going to give him a call. I need a favour, Chris. I need like a flathead screwdriver, I need some paint, I need some primer, I need some wood filler. Can you help a man out?
I don't know if I've got any primer, but I've definitely got a flat screwdriver.
Alright, I'll come grab it now.
Sound, mate.
And Chris did turn out to have a few screwdrivers for me to choose from. In the end, we settled on this one that has a few changing bits. We agreed on £3, and the next day I woke up nice and early to start to dismantle these desks.
It just occurred to me as I was taking these off the sides of these folding lids. These are just tongue and groove boards that are pushed together. What I'm thinking is I might be able to avoid using wood filler altogether by just giving it a really hard whack. I'm using a bit of pallet wood just to make sure that I don't damage the actual boards themselves. And that has worked. You see that I've actually got most of that big crack out by just hitting that with a hammer. So hopefully that's going to work on the other one that's got cracks. I'll give it a go. So that little trick there has just saved me $5.99 on wood filler, so that's a win. So the next thing that I want to do is address the rotten wood at the bottom of each of these legs. I've marked out exactly where I want to make the cut, and I think it is going to be too risky passing this entire thing through that table saw. So I'm going to go back to the trusted hand saw to actually make these cuts. I'm not cutting off a lot, I'm probably cutting off about 10 mil or half an inch. Yes, I've got to do that for all 8 legs, so I'll do that now. Okay, moment of truth, need to check it's not wobbly. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Strong as houses, mate. Strong as houses, that's perfect. I'm not worried about the height difference that I've made because these are going to be desks for children, and I think at the end of the day that 1 inch isn't going to make a huge difference. I just swung by Screwfix, so this was $3.97. I don't know what the maths is on what I've got left, but I'll have it at the bottom of the screen. Time to sand. I've been sanding for 3 hours and I think I'm finally done. That was hard work. I'll show you some footage of what this looks like in the morning once I've got good daylight, but for now, I'm gonna go have my dinner and call it a day.
Nearly a week later, I got this message from Chris. Turns out he got some primer and some paint for me to use on these desks, and after going around his to collect it, I can say that this colour is going to be absolutely perfect. So I've just been down to Screwfix to pick me up a new brush, and now it's time to paint.
And whilst the past version of me carries on painting, I've made the decision that I'm not actually going to paint these folding tops in the same colour. I've decided that I think they would look much better in a dark brown stain. So earlier today I popped down to my local tool station to pick up some dark oak stain, but before I can apply it I need to do some more sanding. So unfortunately I can't get this ink stain out, so I'm going to have to leave it there and just call it character. And hopefully you won't be able to see it too much once I've stained it, or just have to see.
And now that that stain has been applied, it's finally time to assemble these desks. But before I show you how they turned out, a little request from me. These videos are super time consuming to make. So if you enjoyed this video, then let me know by hitting the like button, and I'll make you a promise that if this video gets 100 likes, then I will be making episode 6. But without further ado, the moment that you've been waiting for.
3, 2, 1. Do you like it?
This was an extremely satisfying project to work on, and I'm over the moon with how they turned out. Let me know what you think of these in the comments below. I'm off to take some pictures to try and get these sold.
And if you want to find out if I did sell them, make sure to tune in to the next episode. And until next time, happy building.